In the brutal market of modern dating, the devotion of a man struggling financially is often treated as nothing more than worthless, discarded trash. Michelle isn't leaving Kevin because he lacks love. She is leaving because he lacks the immediate, surplus value that her shallow heart desperately craves. Men must remember a painful reality. The loyalty of many women often ends exactly where the long-term financial scarcity of a man begins. He watches her walk away from years of shared memories, her eyes already fixed on a world that he hasn't been able to provide yet. Below him, a shiny Mercedes waits like a predator. Rick, a man born into wealth, offers Michelle the shortcut she has been secretly longing for. Her departure is silent but loud in its message. She trades history for luxury, leaving Kevin behind in the wreckage of his own failed efforts. The final message is a blade to the heart. She justifies her betrayal by framing it as a necessity for her own bright and glossy future. The pain is sharp, but it is the catalyst he needed. The soft man who believed in fairy tales dies in this very moment of cold abandonment. He realizes that being a good man is not enough. In a world of predators, he must become the apex of his own social hierarchy. He looks at his reflection, seeing a victim for the last time. The sorrow in his eyes begins to crystallize into a hard, cold determination. The transformation starts here. He will no longer beg for love. He will build a kingdom so vast that her betrayal becomes his greatest asset. The first step to power is killing the ghost of the past. Kevin clears out every trace of the woman who deemed him not enough. The victim mindset is a poison that he refuses to drink anymore. He begins a process of total psychological reconstruction and radical self-education. He realizes that suffering is just wasted energy if not harnessed. He starts brainwashing himself to understand the true laws of human social dynamics. The blueprint is simple but difficult. A man's value is built on 3 pillars: his physical vitality, his financial fortress, and his social dominance. He stops asking why she left and starts asking how he can become a man that no woman would ever dare to walk away from. Discipline becomes his new religion. While the world sleeps and Michelle parties, Kevin is up at 4 in the morning, forging his spirit. The cold water is a daily reminder that comfort is the enemy of greatness. He embraces the pain as proof that he is still alive. His body begins to change. The soft edges of his former self are replaced by hard muscle and a presence that demands respect from others. Every step is a middle finger to his past. Every drop of sweat is a payment toward the man he is destined to become very soon. He understands now that women don't love the man, they love what the man represents. He chooses to represent power, stability, and absolute excellence. Revenge isn't about finding her or talking to her. It is about becoming someone she no longer has the right to even look at. The transformation is internal before it is external. He has killed the boy who needed her and birthed the man who needs nothing. The days turn into weeks and the weeks into months. The blueprint of his success is being written in blood, sweat, and absolute silence. 1,000 days of silence. 1,000 days of grinding in the shadows where no one could see his struggle or his pain. 16 hours of work every single day. Kevin didn't just build a company. He built an empire out of the ashes of his heartbreak. The 15 kilograms of fat he lost was replaced by a suit of armor made of muscle and an unbreakable will to succeed. 2 multi-million-dollar companies now bear his name. Wealth is no longer a dream. It is his reality, earned through relentless, cold discipline. True wealth isn't just about the bank account. It's about the mental toughness required to stay at the top while others are falling away. Meanwhile, Michelle is living in a beautiful illusion. She believes she has won, but she is anchored to a man who is slowly drowning. Rick's true face begins to emerge. He is a hollow shell, living on his family's dying legacy and accumulating debts he can never truly pay. The trap of artificial. Wealth is closing in on her. She chose a man who had everything given to him, neglecting the one who could build. Kevin builds while they consume. He understands that a man's legacy is defined by what he creates, not by the toys he buys for show. His style has evolved. He no longer wears the clothes of a boy hoping for a chance. He wears the armor of a king. The world is now his playground. He travels for purpose, not for escape, moving across the globe to expand his growing influence and power. He is the master of his own time. The ultimate freedom is not having money. It is having the power to choose his own path. The cracks in Michelle's perfect life are now canyons. Rick's facade is crumbling, and with it, the security she sacrificed her soul to obtain. Kevin is signing his future into existence. Every deal he closes is a brick in the fortress that will protect him from ever being hurt again. He has learned to find peace in his own company. The need for external validation has been replaced by a deep, unshakable internal pride. Status is earned, not bought. He is now a man of substance, a leader who provides value to society while his enemies only take. She sees him everywhere now. The man she threw away like trash has become the very icon of success she so desperately wants to touch. He is dangerous, and he is disciplined. He has become the ultimate version of himself, a man who is both a builder and a warrior. The stage is set. The boy who was abandoned in the rain is gone, replaced by a billionaire who knows the true cost of everything. The night of the elite gala has arrived. This is the arena where the truly powerful gather to celebrate their dominance over the world. Kevin enters the hall with a quiet authority. He doesn't need to shout to be heard. His very presence speaks of a hard-won victory. He is the guest of honor, a symbol of what is possible when a man refuses to be a victim of his own circumstances. He moves through the room with ease, shaking hands with the architects of the world, a man who belongs among the giants he once feared. In the shadows of the pillars, Michelle watches. She is a ghost at a feast, wearing the fading remnants of a life she can't afford. Beside her, Rick is a pathetic sight. He is no longer the predator. He is a beggar, trying to borrow money from those who see through him. When her eyes finally find Kevin, her world stops. She realizes the poor man she abandoned was actually the only real king she ever knew. He is the sun around which the room orbits. The attention he once begged from her is now offered freely by the world's most elite. She tries to reclaim her composure, believing that her old charms might still work on the man whose heart she once crushed so easily. Her prize is being escorted away like a common nuisance. The contrast between the man she chose and the man she left is now undeniable. He seeks a moment of peace, unaware or perhaps indifferent to the fact that his past is stalking him through the halls of his success. She sees an opportunity. She thinks she can bridge the gap of 3 years with a few sweet words and a look of false sorrow. He is at the peak. Everything he once lacked, he now has in abundance. He is a finished product, a master of his own fate. The confrontation is inevitable. The woman who broke him stands before the man she created, unaware that he no longer recognizes her as his. His gaze is like ice. There is no flicker of the old Kevin left in his eyes. She is looking at a stranger with total power. She realizes that her power over him is dead. The strings she used to pull have been cut by years of his iron-clad discipline. Silence is his greatest weapon. He lets her feel the vast, unbridgeable distance that now exists between her world and his new superior reality. She speaks of mistakes as if they are small, as if the destruction of a man's soul can be mended with a simple, desperate plea. He doesn't feel the need to yell or humiliate her. Her presence is no longer a wound, it is simply a boring, irrelevant distraction. He refuses to let her back into his physical space. He has learned that some people are parasites who only return when the host is rich. He offers her a card, but the gesture isn't one of help. It is a demonstration of his absolute, untouchable, and supreme social status. The rejection is clinical. He judges her as he would a bad investment, finding her character lacking the fundamental quality of long-term loyalty and foresight. She is faced with the ultimate truth. She traded a diamond for a piece of glass, and now she must live with the sharp edges. He walks away from her without a single backward glance. Her tears do not move him. They are just water from a well he emptied. The weight of her regret is her new companion. She will spend the rest of her life wondering what if. While Kevin moves further away, Rick's fall is complete. He is a lesson in the fragility of unearned status, a man who had everything and yet ended with absolutely nothing. The real revenge is indifference. Kevin doesn't hate her because hate is an emotion, and he has no emotions left for those who betrayed him. He has won the only game that matters, the game of self-mastery. The woman was just a ghost he had to exercise to find his power. She returns to the shadows where she belongs. The world moves on, and she is left behind, a cautionary tale of greed and short-sightedness. The chapter is closed. The boy who cried in the rain is a legend. The man who succeeded in the silence is the new reality. Never chase a woman, chase your own vision and your own goals. When you are strong enough, the entire world will eventually bow to you. Do not be a man who is blindly devoted to others. Be the man who is relentlessly devoted to the mastery of his own great destiny.